George Jones, did you see him?
Well, no, I didn't see George Jones.
This don't have a frame. The frame tore up on it, but you can see the picture. Now Jones saw that picture.
George Jones did?
Yeah, it hung at the truck stop down on North 40, and he came by. So the waitress told me. And Donnie Tubbs is in there. He's kind of a mouthy guy that knows me. So he goes over and gets to get George Jones's autograph, and Jones asked him who painted that picture. The way Jones told me, sent me word, said, "Tell that old boy that's a good likeness." Well, I don't know that I realized I had a talent, but I realized I like to draw pictures at an early age. And I'd try to get my daddy to draw for me. He was not too good. And he'd draw a truck, but he didn't put the fender wheels. He would just draw a straight line and then draw wheels under it. And I know there was something wrong with that truck. And I got a pencil and I figured that out, that if you draw a place for your wheels and then you could put the wheels in, it looked more realistic. And I showed it to him, I said, that's the way they should look. Well, then maybe you need to draw it, he said. Norman Rodwell, I think everybody was influenced by him. Then later, Andrew Wild, I looked at his stuff because I like to do I like to do photographic type pictures, and they say that's not good art, This picture here is, I copied from a book. Andrew White did that Indian. And I've been able to do that since 1980, and I didn't feel that I was really good enough. And so now I'm about as good as I'm going to get, I guess. I don't see much improvement coming. But Norman Rodwell, Andrew Wise, I would look at them. I never got as good as they were, but that's who I'd look at. I worked a while with George Doris in Jackson. He run a sound shop down there, and he was really good, And I could already draw pictures pretty good, but couldn't letter nothing, That's two different professions. And those guys were really good at lettering, but not too good at pictures. And so he would let me clean the shop and do menial stuff, coat out boards, and he'd even let me do pictures for minimum wage. And he was, before I got there, he was having to hire out, subcontract his pictures. So I stayed with him a pretty good bit until I like to starve, and then I came back to Parsons and got a job at the factory, sled, and I would paint letter trucks and paint on the side, You have more, I guess you could say, leeway there in a picture than you do lettering. You don't have much room to play on lettering, It's got to be, it's either right or it's wrong. One of the last jobs I did, I guess, was the VFW sign. I did a pretty big sign over there.
When you walk into an artist's house, it's like a peek inside their brain,
What? Somebody said down here it looked like a fun house,
I mean, look, there's just artwork everywhere. We got the brick pillar here.
That's great there.
Well, that'll frighten somebody if they break in, won't it? It is like with that mirror right there and then that kind of thing. It is kind of like a fun house, isn't it? You have trouble getting your bearings.
Post runs up. You can see the corner.
Oh, yeah, you put forced perspective up there. I see what you did.
It's going into the clouds, you see?
I see what you did there. That's awesome.
Now you have to stand at that one spot for it to take shape. Okay, now if you walked around this way, you can see it's a flat wall.
Uh-huh. perspective is all painted on the wall there.
Right.
That's awesome. You can collect them and
These were older magazines, and I got this one because I thought it looked like a Rockwell picture.
yeah.
Okay, the guys, I told the guy I bought it from, I said, I thought that was Rockwell. And he said, I thought that was Eisenhower. And I said, well, it is Eisenhower. Yes, I did that picture in about 30 minutes, and the frame, I guess, probably took a half day because I copied it from another front and painted it on the wall too.
Are you a big Oak Ridge Boys fan?
Not all that much. But I like country music when it was country. Thought I'd throw that in. I did this in probably an hour.
You did that in an hour?
Probably. It was, I really, I did it quick. Things started working and that was back in the 80s, some 81 or 2. Now I did a black and white photo,
You did that based on a black and white photo?
Yeah, it was. There's not many color photos of him,
So all those colors in that jacket
I made all that up.
came out of your head.
Not really, because it just seemed that, like lettering, I could letter everything in town and still not be busy, because there's just not that much,
Uh-huh.
Then portrait paint or something like that, it's hard to get $15 for the Mona Lisa in some parts of the country. But you keep painting for some, if you like it, you keep on doing it, I guess so. You can, it will take everything off your mind. You can have all kind of trouble. While you're in that, it will take everything off your mind because you're trying so hard to get it right, and you're having to concentrate. And I think I've always had attention deficit, and hard for me to concentrate, hard to hold my attention on one thing. But I can do that with art, and that's about all. That's about the only thing. But sometimes you would be in one spot, maybe on a ladder, and you'd stand there for an hour. And I would take a bucket, and I'd set 3 or 4 colors in that bucket, in small cans. Okay, I never cleaned my brush because you couldn't see it from down. You were up so high, you couldn't see if you'd run a little paint into another or something. So I just switched paint and never cleaned the brush. And then this is J.W. Johnson that used to pick up cans around town. Yeah, he used to come by here about every morning. Well, I think you try to get better all the time. Even now, I'm still trying that. I don't have much of a career in front of me, but I'm still trying to get better. Well, I read about an artist too that never got through with his pictures. After he sold them, he'd run out and work on them a little. They'd catch him in somebody's house working on her picture,
Oh man!
He couldn't get finished.
Well, that's a true thing, isn't it? Because how do you know when you're done?
Well, that's